My name is Claudia Mendiola-Durán, and I am a native of the DC metro area. My parents are immigrants. My father is from Mexico, Veracruz in particular. My mom is from Guatemala City. And I have had my store since October of 2019. It's been an interesting year, to say the least. But I'm here and I love what I do. So here at the store, Sonidos, Music and More, we carry, well, music and more. We've got vinyl records, we've got audio cassettes, we've got VHS tapes, some comics, some books. It's just a little bit of everything, really. I started this business because I felt ready for a challenge. I have been in this industry for about going on 15 years now. And it's like when you're working at a place, you can only, get so far. You can only hit so high, and then once you're there, you don't have as many opportunities to challenge yourself and think, well, how would I do this thing differently, or how would I execute this plan and impact operations in a way that I feel I can best, connect with consumers and community members. So it was time. I was just, I was like, you know what, I'm 35 pretty much, and I'm ready for a challenge. I'm ready to do something else. And as far as what I had done in this business, having my own store was the thing that I hadn't challenged or tackled. I hadn't tackled that yet, so it was time. It was time, and I was ready, and it was scary. I had been wanting to do it for a really long time, but there was always like, what if something bad happens? And what if I don't know what I'm doing? What if I get audited? And, just all these things that I think every aspiring business owner kind of hesitates and kind of keeps them from jumping headfirst into it. So I went ahead and kind of was like, you know what? I pulled the trigger and I opened the store. And sure enough, something happened. The pandemic hit. But, roll with the punches. I mean, it's kind of been how things work out for me my whole life. So I was ready for it, I guess, as ready as I could be. It took determination. I mean, I really couldn't hesitate anymore. I was always dragging my feet about it. And more than anything, it took a supportive circle of people around me that were like, you can do this. We have your back. Because nobody does anything like this alone. Nobody. I don't care what they tell you. And if you don't have a good, solid base of people around you, I don't know how you are able to do something like this. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much experience you have. You're nothing without the people around you. So I was really blessed to have supportive parents, supportive family, a supportive partner, not to mention my friends who were creative, who were able to help me design the logo, to help me just kind of come up with ideas for how I can, just how to lay things out. And, I was just bouncing things off of everybody that I knew. Just a little walkthrough. There's, obviously the record bins. A lot of the art, I get a lot of people asking me if the art is for sale. It's not. I got, for example, this Disco Fever thing is one of my favorites. I found it at a yard sale, I think. It's just kind of weird string art. This Tribe Called Quest poster, my brother got this when he used to work at Tower Records back in the day. Some of the art, like the skull and the Wu-Tangs, my man made for me, as well as that Wu-Tang. That was a Valentine from a couple years ago, and that MF Doom mask, he made that too. R.I.P. Doom. This series of John Kennedys up top, my man worked on those too. Those are a fun little art installation that I've kind of been begging him to work on for me, so they're coming out pretty cute. This is the new arrival bin, very important. This is the stuff that I have priced most recently that hasn't made its way out to the section. So if you want to take a look at the newest stuff that I've priced, definitely look here when you come in, because this is usually the stuff that moves first, and it's usually full of some pretty good stuff. The CD wall here, this is where I have all of my discos compactos. The rare section, everything in here is 20 and up. So that's where all like the kind of fancier stuff goes. Listening stations are here. I Lysol them or Clorox wipe them very regularly, pretty much every time someone uses them. So if you feel comfortable enough to use them when you're here, you're welcome to, and I always keep everyone's safety in mind. I've got cassettes. I have more coming. I know they look kind of empty right now, but there will be more coming. People ask about that Michael Jackson and E.T. picture a lot. That one's definitely not for sale, but it's pretty great and I love it. Here, all the rock stuff is on this side. That other side where we started is where the jazz and the soul R&B are. VHS tapes, store play. I've got either DVDs or VHS that I play at random, depending on how I'm feeling. I love plants and I get a lot of sunlight in here normally. So I like to liven it up with some greenery. Books, comics, magazines, all that stuff down there. And then another middle section of records here, kind of smaller stuff that I don't see as much of. I've got my hip hop, soundtracks over on this side, easy listening, international, country, bluegrass, roots kind of stuff, blues, gospel, folk, reggae. And then the bargain bin stuff is mostly down here. I've got records and CDs and a couple 45s. And I do have 45s as well. They are underneath the new arrival bin. So yeah, I mean, it's a small space, but I try to make it count. Gabriel, he's basically been my associate throughout this whole thing. He's the other face that you see when you come here, and he's amazing. He's pretty much family at this point. He ended up interning for me, and then when he graduated from college, he decided he wanted to stay on and help me, and he's basically been my right hand throughout this whole thing. Like, honestly, this place, as it currently exists and the way that I'm able to help customers and work with people, would not be possible if it were not for Gabe. So, I swear to God, everybody that runs a business, or just everybody who is alive, should have somebody like Gabe in their life. So I'm really lucky to have him helping me with everything. He is part of this store, absolutely. We're still really new, so we're trying to figure out our niche exactly. I mean, obviously we are a record store, that's what we focus on, but you know, we want to be able to branch out and like kind of reach people in different ways and try to expand a little bit of what we have. The space is really small, so there's only so much that we can do with it right now. But hopefully down the line, we'll be in a better position where we can, you know, expand the space and fill it with other offerings accordingly once we get to that position.